Good evening. I hope I found you well. Daily Living, little booklet, and that's the 29th of June 2026. My aim is not too short to save, nor my ear too dull to hear. Isaiah chapter 59, verse 1. Christ, my Son, came into the world to save sinners, and that's St. Paul's letter to Timothy, book 1 and chapter 1, verse 15. Jesus said, I am the way and the truth and the life. No one comes to my Father except through me. And that's the Gospel of John, chapter 14, verse 6. Jesus is the only way. There is no other way. And there we are, that little booklet. Lovely, isn't it? Now we come to our hymns. Say hello to Sacred Heart of Jesus. They're saying hello to you, Sacred Heart of Jesus, but I can't hear them. But you can't you? Sweetheart of Jesus, fount of love and mercy, today we come, thy blessing to implore. Oh, touch our hearts, so cold and so ungrateful, and make us love thee more and more each day. Sweetheart of Jesus, we implore. Oh, make us love thee more and more. Sweetheart of Jesus, make us pure and gentle, and teach us how to do thy blessed will, to follow close the print of thy dear footsteps. And when we fall, sweetheart, oh, love us still. Sweetheart of Jesus, we implore. Oh, make us love thee more and more. And that lovely up there now, Sacred Heart of Jesus. Say no more. Say hello to our Blessed Mother. Lovely lady, dressed in blue. Teach me how to pray. Hail, Queen of Heaven, the ocean star, guide of the wanderer here below. Thrown on life's surge, we claim thy care. Save us from peril and from woe. Mother of Christ, star of the sea, pray for the wanderer, pray for me. O gentle, chaste, and spotless maid, we sinners make our prayers to thee. Remind thy Son that he has paid the price of our iniquity. Virgin most pure, star of the sea, pray for the sinner, pray for me. Now there you are, Blessed Mother, up there now, would you? Keep an eye on things, won't you? Look round this way, oh Blessed Mother. Don't be looking somewhere else. That's this. So there we are. How do you today, wherever you are? I hope things went hunky-dory, so more or less all right. Supposed to say I had a busy enough day after my videos this morning. No, after my prayers. And then I did my prayer time here and the daily reflection, that type of thing, and off it went. I was going up to Cavan. The first thing I want to go to Woody's. There's a place up there, and I reckon I'd be able to get the two containers that I put clay into and artificial flowers. I have two of them at my wife's grave, Julie's, in Kilmainham Wood, and I wanted two more, then two on that. There's two at the bottom, then two up at the top. and it's nice, and they're artificial flowers, and they kind of look good all the time. And I noticed that the artificial flowers in the two that I have, they look as if they've gone thinner. Hope nobody took some of them, because I would have had them fairly full, and I noticed that they weren't full. And there was a big, myself and my good friend Eamon visited, and there was a big monster, that size of a weed in one of them, and I don't remember seeing that there before. And it was a hard job for him to get it out. He's pretty good at goodness, the size of it. And then there was another one in the other, so we straightened it out and took up a weed that was grown in the where the stones are. It's these birds. That's what happens. And Amos is where his wife is buried in in near in Bannabracky, near there, Castle Jordan, I think. And he's quite and the crows destroyed that, and he has to try and clean it with stuff. I don't know what way he used it. So I said you were maybe better off to get the ordinary stones, because I don't quite have that problem with what you have. And so there we are. And it was the woodies. They didn't have the pots that the other woodies in Navan have. And I mastered one, because staff seemed to be hardly any staff. Like what the checkout was, there was a girl, two there or there, and there was a girl. I asked her, and she said, like, well, theirs wouldn't be as big. But I said, you have an awful lot of small pots. God, you could have had a couple of the other ones. You have plenty of room there. It's not that you're smaller, but whoever is looking after that want to do a better job, and have these ones that you can bring to the graveyard where you put artificial flowers when you've clay in the pot and that. So I did mention that. Like, there's plenty of pots, but all only that size, no use at all. And so that was the end of that story. And I'll have to go now to the other place, and it's more awkward going down to Navan. I thought the cabin one, because I was going to the garage. First of all, I went to Supervalue, and I got some good value and stuff there. And I asked a couple of fellas that was doing work there where the brake cream was, and they never heard of brake cream. I found it myself anyway, and I think there was a fella then come to the checkout, might be talking to the wall. They don't seem to have any customer manner about them. They don't seem to know anything. You'd want proper staff that are familiar with the layout of the store. These fellas are clueless. There was three of them there, been putting, don't know what they were at, or maybe they weren't working in the place. There was three of them anyway. And but there we are. And I brought a few items into a great value. I brought, yeah, and there was a chicken, a current size chicken was only 4.50. Like you have to cook it in the oven, but it was, like they're a lot more than that in some of the other places. 4.50. Fine big one nourish, not foreign. We used to have great chickens here, made here, but whatever this EU that we joined seemed to put the kibosh and everything. And so, and then I had to go, went to the main dealers where I bought this Dacia Sandero, new Dacia, but you don't put a key in it, you have a yoke bus and you put it there, and then you press something, and she's very when you're driving, the steering is very what, I don't know what it is. It's not like an ordinary. If you touch a line, it makes there's a sat nav and it makes a noise, and you have to be very careful. I wouldn't be that keen on steering, and so a lad come out anyways, and salesman. Another salesman was asking where David was. He was the lad that I dealt with, the youngest chap. But he was off today. He'll be in tomorrow, says the guy. I says, well, he won't be in tomorrow. I'm here now, and it's so he called another fella that had a customer, coloured gentleman with him, and this man himself, it seemed to me to be maybe Polish or some other. He wasn't actually Irish, and though he looked, but he came out and he was helpful to explain things because it's all this. There's a radio, and I couldn't see where you could do anything, but it's at the steering wheel where you could put up the volume, and I think you can change the thingamajigs. So I got to put him on Lyric FM. Now he wouldn't probably know anything about that, but that's the music station. And then he showed me what the volume was, and on the steering wheel, would you believe? So I lowered it. So that because I said, "Come on!" Accidentally, there was somebody talking. I think it was Tierney G, yapping in Irish all the time, and I couldn't see where. I couldn't see anywhere where I could turn it off. It was at the steering wheel on the right, and so honest to God, so at least I've found out a few things that I'd be able to deal with it. And there's no like knob that you change for the channels for the steering wheel. So that took a bit of time. And then, there's no petrol gauge to tell you like, when you put in petrol. But it tells you the kilometre, the kilometres that you're. So, according to the 660 or something kilometres, and that's what I have left. I can go that distance before it'll be empty. And so I have a few things, and it's very modern. And there's a sat nav on it, and it makes a jingle or a noise if you happen to go near a line. You're not in the middle of the road. There's something else. Kind of once said, "What's that? What's that now?" You're saying to yourself, and it's when it's making a noise. So this is the modern things. If a couple of people following me, and you're most welcome. I wonder have you a problem with the Vegas with all these gizmos? They're not straightforward. I love a straightforward car. You press you don't turn the key in this. You hook a button, put it there and then you press something. Keep your foot in the clutch, and she starts. And there's no brake. When it's off, the brake comes on automatic. It's all that kind of thing. You're not pulling up on them. It's when you stop it, like you start it with that, and then you stop it also pressing it in, and when that stops, then the brake is on. That's a good one. You don't just pull up on it, so it's all just mod cons. Don't know if you've. Anyways, we'll see how it goes. I'll check one or two other vehicles. Um, yeah, I used to like the Toyota, and I know the lad is the sales manager in actually it's John Malone's Toyota main dealer in Navan. I might have a look there just out of curiosity to see what way he is. Is it the same principle pushing buttons? This mod cons. I prefer something straightforward, don't you? That you know what you're at, and you can see a button and turn it. And when you want to turn the radio on, you turn something and turn it off. And if you want to get stations, you do something else. But this way you do set the steering wheel. And then there's something else on the other side. Adjusting windows. Horses, I know, leave the windows, kind of thing. Yeah, the indicators, not the indicators, your windscreen, your the side. You can see what's coming behind you, this, that, and the other. So there we are. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed your day. I have a friend there that pays, a certain amount. I have about quarter of an acre to a half an acre. I never know what it is, but they cut the grass and do a good job. I have a ride-on mower, and if I had to do it, I'd do it on that. And I have more. I've petrol mowers as well. You're not as fit as you are, that sort of way. So buy now and enjoy the rest of your evening. At least a bit nicer and it's not roasting. I hope we don't get more of that old heat. And at least you don't lick it that much. Nobody does. Bye now.